It's a little after 10, so we'll go ahead and get started. So again, good morning. I'm Kathleen Greer, Program Manager with the Delaware Commute Solutions Group. And I'm joined today from other team members, and it's Arlene Beltran and Amy Reardon. And we have James Williams as well. And what I'm going to do is walk through the overview for Get a Job, Get a Ride, and then we'll turn it over for some questions. So during the overview this morning, if you have any specific questions, go ahead and put them in the chat box. I'm going to turn off my camera while we're going through the presentation. Sometimes it just makes it a little smoother. So we will go ahead and get started. So again, we're going to review the Get a Job, Get a Ride program today. And like I said, if you have any questions, go ahead, put them in the chat and we'll address them at the end. We can go to the next slide. And I wanted to give you some background on the Delaware Commute Solutions program. So we are a free commuter service program and a service of DART. And we work with employers, employees, colleges, students, and we want to improve the air quality and help the congestion on Delaware's roadways. So we're really a champion for those clean commutes. And so when we say clean commuting and what we're trying to do in Delaware, we're actually dedicated to reducing the number of individuals that are in the vehicle. So we want to get away from single occupant vehicles on Delaware's roadways. So we can go to the next slide. And we talk about clean commuting. And so these are some of the commute solutions that we are talking about when we say clean commute. So that's carpooling, van pooling, biking, walking, using transit, which we're going to focus on a little bit later with the Get a Job, Get a Ride program. And then teleworking, which we all are pretty familiar with in the last year or so. And then even when someone has the opportunity to compress their work week, or we do talk about full and part-time work for commuting solutions. We can work with individuals with their adjusted schedules as well. So we can go to the next slide. And so again, we're here today. We want to talk about the Get a Job, Get a Ride program. And we, Delaware Commute Solutions, actually manage that program for DART. So it is obviously, it's a program of DART because it's for their 30-day passes. So we can go to the next slide. And so the Get a Job, Get a Ride program, it's a free program that's available to any employer in the state of Delaware. What it does, it gives an opportunity for the new employee to try transit for the first 30 days of their employment. And so it allows, it gives you some peace of mind when you're hiring a new employee that you're able to give them that 30-day free ride. And then it gets them to work on a consistent basis. And then also it establishes some clean commuting habits for those for those individuals. Next slide. And so how do we get started? I know some of the companies that are on the call today have already become a partner, and some are looking to understand the program a little bit more today. So I'm going to walk through from the beginning to how you enroll your new employees. So what we do, we ask when you get started, you're going to internally assign a liaison. So we're looking for an initial contact and a backup. And then I'm going to walk you through the partner form too, but you go into our Get a Job, Get a Ride site, and I believe I put the website in the chat box. But what we would be doing after this today, we're going to send out a note to all the attendees. We'll include the presentation, and the presentation includes live links, so you'll be able to go directly to the links. But just so you know, the Get a Job, Get a Ride is through our Delaware Commute Solutions website. When you go on there, you'll go to Resources. Under the Resources tab, the first line item is Get a Job, Get a Ride. So that's how you get to the Get a Job, Get a Ride partner form. Then you'll fill out the form. You actually submit that. And once you submit that, we can go to the next slide, Amy. And so I just wanted to walk through just so you see what's included when we talk about filling out the partner form. Again, your company, the industry, we do ask for the initial contact person. Then we would like your contact information, and then also the secondary contact. So that would be the alternate, and then your mailing address, and then your how many employees you have. When you submit that, again, we will assign a partner ID number, and that partner ID number is then going to be used on any of your 30-day past enrollment submittals that you send in. The one thing we do say, if your company is one of multiple locations, what we do is actually just say, I'm going to pick a number, just say your company number is 100. So if you have 5 different locations, it's going to be 100A, 100B, 100C. So we can keep track of your company as a whole, but then also your different locations. So if you do have multiple locations, that's how we will handle that. We can go to the next slide. And so then when we talk about, so you're done with your, partner ID, you'll receive an email from us with your confirmation and your partner ID number. Then for the participant side, and we're talking about those new employees that are with your company, we say that they at least work 20 hours per week to be eligible for a free 30-day pass. It is a one-time eligibility. And then we do say if we're asking the contact at the organization, if the new employee does leave your organization before the 30 days are up, if you would just send us a note so we can deactivate that pass. Again, when we send out the presentation, there'll be the live link there for the to access the forms. We can go to the next page. And so I just wanted to let you know too, and we'll walk through the participant form, or the enrollment form, excuse me, after this. But just, there are 2 ways that the new employee can receive their 30-day pass. The preferred method is through the DART Pass app. So you'll see on the form when we look at the next slide, there is a designated spot at the top of the form where you would say that they are going to do the pass via a DART Pass app upload, or they're going to need a paper pass. Again, the preferred method that DART would like to see is that the individual downloads the DART Pass app, so then the 30-day pass can be automatically uploaded to the employee's account. We do have the manual method for the paper pass, and what we would do, ask you to select that box, and the contact that is listed for your organization would be mailed the pass directly, so you would hand deliver it to that new employee. We do understand that not everybody has the ability for maybe the mobile devices, so we do have to have that manual method available. So there are the 2 methods available to receive their DART Pass app. We can go to the next slide, and that gives us the form. Again, the form here, like I had mentioned at the top, there's the 2 selections there for your DART Pass app upload or the card itself. We do ask that you fill out this information with the partner's name and information of their address and things. And then we also, you'll see down at the form under the company name and organization, to the right of that is a partner ID number. And that's where you'll fill out your unique partner ID. And when you are filling out, just say you have 10 new employees, you don't have to fill out the your organization name and different, you can actually just put your partner number. The contact, we just ask that you put your first name and last name in there, because we want to make sure that's the way of guaranteeing that we have went through the I guess the background on saying that is a new employee under your company. So that's your way, you're signing off to approve that that new employee is actually an employee of the company. So that's one of the checks and balances that we're doing for DART with that. And when you submit this form, what we actually do is we process it on the back end. So if it's going to be a DART upload, DART will automatically do that. or we send out the paper pass, you will get a confirmation email saying that we received your information and that the DART pass upload will take place in 1 to 3 days of receiving your application. And then for the DART card, it will be, once we receive that, 1 to 3 days, it will be mailed. So there is the mail time involved with receiving a paper pass, just so you know that. We could go to the next slide. One of the other requests that we're asking is when you're talking to your new employees and you're signing them up for the free 30-day pass, just let them know that we are going to send a follow-up survey. It's a quick survey. You can see it here to the right, but it really is going to help us with understanding if the DART, if the free pass was beneficial to them, and then also what they're going to continue as far as their commuting habits, because we just want to make sure they're going to continue with DART, that we provide all the information that they need on transit. But if they are going to be looking for other ways to commute, that we get them the information that they need in order to continue the best methods of a smooth commute in, to, and from work. We can go to the next slide. I just wanted to share, we did have one of our partners actually send in a comment to us. So it was just nice to hear that the process is easy when they're working with their new employees. We can go to the next slide. One of the other benefits that we do with the new employees is when they sign up to get a free DART pass, they are automatically registered into the Delaware Commute Solutions program. And what that means is they get to take advantage of all of the perks that we have. So a couple of the perks that we have is, one, they can be rewarded for those clean commutes. So when they're using transit, they can be rewarded for those. They actually get points for every clean commute, so every bus ride that they take and they record in the Delaware Commute Solutions program, they earn points. So think of it as just when maybe some of you use a grocery card. So when you go to the grocery store and you have that card for, just say, Acme, and you get those points for Acme, and you can redeem them for either groceries or gas. So it's the same thing. You can redeem those rewards points for those clean commutes for all kinds of things. We have local shopping and online shopping and restaurants and attractions. And also we do a monthly drawing. So it's a nice perk that they have when they're already clean commuting with that free pass. The other is the guaranteed ride home. And what that is up to 5 times a year, that member of the Delaware Commute Solutions program, when they record those clean commutes, just say they get to work and they're not feeling well and they need to leave, they can actually call for another transportation to get home. So that could be maybe Uber or Lyft or, a cab. When they do that, they keep their receipt. We have a form online they fill out. They can email that to us, and the employee then can be reimbursed up to 5 times a year for one of those emergency rides. So it's a nice perk that they get, not only the 30-day free pass, but they get enrolled directly in the Delaware Commute Solutions program, and then can take advantage of those benefit that we offer. We can go to the next slide. So one of the things, before we go to questions, I just want to say thanks again for joining us. We do have these series every month, and next month we're going to focus on some of the mindfulness and some of the mindfulness tips that we could use in our daily lives, especially with the people coming back into the office. So Liz Brown is going to be our guest speaker and be able to help us with those tips. The other I wanted to mention, in the fall, we're going to begin a employer conversation series. And so just like we're doing today, we give some tips, but we actually wanted to hold it with employers so we can hear and listen to what your needs are, provide some feedback on some commuting solutions, and then take those back if it's something, from the transit side, or if there's some ideas that we could implement going forward. So I just want to give you a heads up for that. We'll be sending out some invitations, but it's going to be open for all the employers, so we can have some direct dialogue with you and address any concerns and help you. I am going to open it up now for any questions that the attendees have. And again, I just want to let you know, we'll send a follow-up email with the presentation and the links in there. And any of our team members, myself, Amy, Arlene, James, are available at any time to be able to provide you with some other walkthroughs of the program. So Amy, Arlene, any questions in the chat we can address?
Kathleen, this is Amy. I do not see any questions right now, but I do have a response from somebody that says this was very helpful information and such a wonderful resource. So thank you for adding that. We're hoping that as an employer or an agency within Delaware that you can utilize the Get a Job, Get a Ride program, as well as Delaware Commute Solutions to assist your new hires. And also with the Delaware Commute Solutions program, you could also assist your current employees as well. Here's a question we have. Can we add new hires before orientation?
And I would say, yes, if you want to go ahead and add, if you have a group of new hires that are coming in, we can go ahead and proactively upload or send the cards to you to be able to hand out on their day of orientation, because the pass does not start until the first day of use, it actually activates. So I think that would be a nice touch to be able to have that available to them during their orientation. So that would be helpful to us to be able to get it out to you ahead of time, and then for you to be able to hand it out at orientation. So that's a nice touch, yeah. One of the other things that I'm just waiting to see if we have any more questions, but I did want to address as well, since we're here today talking about Get a Job, Get a Ride, but knowing that the Delaware Commute Solutions team is here to help you with any of the clean commuting and commuting options, and then also with those companies that are up in the Newcastle County area that might be impacted with the Restore the Corridor project going on. We're a direct liaison with that project as well, so we can provide you with information on that. We can come in now that we're open for direct face-to-face contact. Now we can come into your place of business, and one of our team members can come and talk about the program, talk about Restore the Corridor, the Get a Job, Get a Ride. So we're here as a direct resource, and we can come on site and do some lunch and learns and things like that if you want to do that with your employees as well.
And Amy, again, I just want to add that I did place a link into the chat for the Restore the Corridor information. So feel free, if you are in, excuse me, in the Newcastle County area or traveling through downtown Wilmington to visit that site, you can sign up for text and email alerts as well. So if you do travel that on a regular basis, it would be a good idea to stay current on what is occurring with the I-95 construction. Couple other questions that have come in. What if I have a current associate that has fallen on hard times, lost transportation? Would they be eligible for this program if they have never been enrolled before?
And again, I would say that if they have never utilized the 30-day pass, that we can work with those organizations and see what benefits them. So we can work with you with that. Yeah.
Okay, and another question, and this is for the Delaware Commute Solutions team. Would you be willing to come to Sussex to set up a table for interactions with our patrons, which I'm guessing is the library in Sussex? And yes, we would. We'll be happy to reach out to you, and we could get that scheduled.
Yeah, definitely. we're excited to be, because we, with being, outreach focused, the team that has outreach capabilities and focus, it's nice to be able to be back out there. It's kind of like a starting over again in a way, because we get to go out and be, one-on-one and get the information out there. Okay, good.
And just to add to that, they said transportation is a huge need down in Sussex, and we have heard that. So as the Delaware Commute Solutions team, we'd be happy to come out and provide assistance to commuters and the community, and also any employers down there as well.
And I believe it's Winona within Sussex County there. DART is doing a pilot program. It's called DART Connect. It's between Georgetown and Millsboro. It's a defined area, but we can actually give you the information on that as well, because we have a way to be able to utilize that DART pass if someone is in that pilot area, to be able to set up a way that they could get rides utilizing DART Pass. It's a slightly different way we would have to administer the pass, but we can work with those individuals if that happens to be the case. Okay.
And she is located in the Western Sussex area of Laurel.
Oh, okay. So a little further down. Okay.
Any other questions? I know we're coming up on our time, but we want to make sure that we answer any questions that you do have. And if for some reason something comes up after, please feel free to reach out to us. As Kathleen said, we will follow up with an email with all this information as well. So you'll have our contact information too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it looks like it's quiet on the chat front there as far as any questions. So again, I appreciate your time today. We're excited to get back out there. So if there's opportunity for outreach, please let us know. And again, we'll follow up with you. And if you have specific questions, just reach out to us. And we appreciate you, and have a great weekend.